Hey guys, Thatnub here. Today we're checking out the UT27 headlamp from NITECORE. Inside the box you get the light itself, a USB-C charging cable, a user's guide, a quick start guide, and a carrying pouch. It is dark 30 and we are outside. We have our headlamp here with us. Let's go ahead and do our floodlight on its low setting. And we can see the pump house there a little bit. Kind of see everything in the yard, but just a little bit. Enough to know that something's there. Let's go to the high setting on the flood. Now that lights up a lot more. So we can see most of the front yard here. Definitely can make it off of the pump house there 50 feet away. I can kind of see it off of the trees at the end of the grass there, but not too much. Let's switch over to our distance light. And that is more of a focused beam. A lot more of that yellowish natural kind of tint to it. We can see everything out here in the yard, off the pump house there 50 feet away. And we can make out those trees there 100 feet away at the end of the grass. Off of the end of the fence line, I can barely make it out. I can't really see too much there. Let's go to our high setting. And now we got some light out here. And this looks a lot more yellow in person than it does on camera. But we have the pump house there, trees at the end of the grass, and we can see the end of the fence line down there about 150 feet away, and I can kind of make it off of those trees there across the road 200 feet away. Let's go to our turbo, which is both lights on high. That doesn't give us any more distance, but we are able to see more that is around us. If we leave this on for a few seconds, it is going to turn off the left side of the light, and we will go back to just high on the right side. Let's try the red light on this headlamp. So let's turn it off and give it a double click. There is our red light. Can't really see it on camera that much. I'll just put my hand out here. We can see that it is red. You can make out kind of about 10-15 feet in front of you. Maybe a little bit further than that. I can kind of see it off of the pump house there a little bit. This has one more red mode on it, and that is the two red lights flashing. So let's click that. And you can see it kind of reflecting off of the trash can way out there. That's what it's doing. And let's go back to our turbo. Usually I would say operation of this light is pretty simple, but this one requires a bit of a learning curve. You have two buttons here on top, a W and a T, and those are for the spotlight and the floodlight. If we click either one of them for a couple seconds, we will turn the light on. This one is the floodlight, and it is on low, which is 55 lumens. It can stay lit there for 13 hours. If we push it again, we will get to high, and that is 200 lumens, and it can last there for 8 hours. If we just click the other side, we will go to the spotlight on low, which is 100 lumens, and it'll last there for 10 hours. Or we can click it one more time and get to high, which is 400 lumens, and it'll last there for 6 hours. If we give either button a double click, it will go to turbo, which is 520 lumens. There is no time frame for that, just because the wide floodlight will turn off after about 30 seconds or so and go back to just high on the spotlight. To turn it off, all you have to do is hold down either one of the buttons here for a couple seconds and it will turn back off. With it in off position, you can hit either one of these buttons right here twice, and you will get to the auxiliary red light. That gives you 16 lumens worth of red light to help you see in the dark, not mess up your night vision. Now, with it being constant on, it will last there for 4 hours and 30 minutes. But if you hit the button, either one of them, one more time, you will get to the warning flashing. And that is still 16 lumens, but it will flash there for 45 hours. So you can use this as a little beacon, a warning light, maybe flip your headlamp around and use it to show people behind you where you're at as you're walking along. To turn that off, all you do is hold down either one of the buttons for a couple seconds and it will turn it back off. To get to the battery, we flip down the headlamp part and we lift this up and pull out the battery. To pull out the battery, we have the little finger here that says lift here. So we will pull that out, and here we can see we have a 1300 milliamp hour battery. This is USB-C rechargeable. So we will grab our little charger here, and we can plug it in and see that it is currently charging. This is also going to be powered by 3 AAA batteries stuck in here. This will not lower the output levels, but it will lessen the times that they will run for just a little bit. Once your battery is done charging, you can stick it back in. We have a little plus here and a little minus right here. And in here we can see that it has a plus and a minus as well. So just stick it back in that way, but stick it in with the bottom end first, and then give it a little push, and that should snap right in. Another cool feature about this is the battery compartment glows in the dark after being used. So if you need to swap out your batteries, it makes it a little bit easier if you're doing it at nighttime. I don't really see any kind of gasket here on this back, but it does snap together pretty tight. And that is going to give it its IP66 waterproof rating. It is also impact resistant for 1 meter. If you want to know how much power is left in your battery, you can do that just by clicking either one of these buttons with the power off one time, and you can see it flash. Now if it flashes 3 times, you are above 50%. If it flashes 2 times, you are below 50%. And if it flashes 1 time, you are below 10%. This light also has a lockout mode if you're worried about it turning on in your bag or something. With it in the off position, long press both buttons until you get that flash. And now, if you push the buttons, it will not do anything except for give you 1 red flash to let you know you're in lockout mode. To turn that off, just long press both buttons again, and it will turn on. Then you can turn it back off if you want. Now, as you all know, I'm not a huge fan of headlamps because the light attracts bugs and I don't want them flying into my face all the time. Still, this thing is going to have a place in one of our get home bags because I like the fact that I can charge the battery separately from the light and still use some AAA batteries in there. And I like the red light to be able to see in the dark and not mess up my night vision. Well, that's all I have for this video. Bang around that bell icon if you want to be notified when new videos come out. Call us on the hotline if you have comments or questions and want to be featured in an upcoming video. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Check us out on the website, and we'll see you guys on the next one.